Tyrone have qualified for the 2015 Dr. McKenna Cup final, winning comfortably against Armagh on a scoreline of Tyrone 3 goals and 10 points to Armagh 1 goal and 8. Tyrone goals coming from PJ Lavery, Shane McGuigan and Sean Kavanagh on what was a really comfortable night for the Red Hands. Great performances throughout the team, right from Mickey O'Neill in the Tyrone goal, right to Conor McAlliskey, who was awarded the man of the match. After the game, Tyrone manager Mickey Harte had this to say.
Aye, they did. It was what you need. That's what you need in the modern game, because if anybody doesn't do that, then you fall foul of too many going forward and nobody coming back. And then if you have everybody back and nobody going forward, then you don't have the potency up front to get the score. So you definitely need that ability to track back and go forward in numbers. And if you can achieve that, then anything's possible.
Yeah, and the forward line of hugely sharp. Sean was such a massive focus.
Yeah,
and I mean the last day against Armagh. Again, he was also the focus, but the ball wasn't played in. But the quality ball.
But you have to say that was the first outing.
Yeah.
And we don't play challenge matches, so it's to be expected that there wouldn't be the fluency that you'd like. But after 3 games, having our 4th game played, I think you can see a degree of fluency coming into the team. But I mean, it still is January, and it still is not something to be singing from the rooftops about. It's a work in progress, and it's good to be winning. But we do know that the National League is definitely a step up, and obviously Championship is a step up above that. So we have to be able to move with those steps. And it's nice to win a competition when it's up to the competition, but if we lose 2 points to Monaghan the first day out, then it takes a lot of the shine off it. So it's just a work in progress. It's good to be here tonight and doing what we did, but there's still a cup to be won, which we have to try and do our best to do on Saturday night, and then get ready for the National League, because it is a very tough section we're in the National League, and points are going to be very hard to come by. So it doesn't matter how you play just now in terms of staying in Division 1, and that's really our key target after this.
Were you surprised with the margin of victory, Mickey?
Probably was surprised with it. If you'd said before it started, I would never have seen it. But the way we got the start and got the goal early and got that bit of a cushion and maybe give our players a bit of the freedom to go on and attack things. But when you get goals, then that gives you a real good cushion. And what did we, 3 goals by half time? Well, it's not often you get 3 goals in a half, and certainly not against Armagh. So it was definitely a big bonus for us. If you look at it in terms of the number of scores we got, it wasn't fantastic, but when you put 3 of them in the net, it makes good reading on the point total.
Was Kavanagh again back at the Battlegrounds 12 months on?
Well, that's it. Kavanagh are a work in progress as well. The 421 titles behind them, and some of those were at Tyrone's expense. So they're not afraid to come out and play against Tyrone, so we need to be ready for that too. And I suppose they do set up quite defensively as well, so they'll take a bit of breaking down. But we're in the final now, and that's our job on Saturday night, to see can we break them down and get another McKenna Cup title, which we'd like to have.
And again, it's just what you want. It's the 5th game. You're going to have 5 games under your belt before that Monaghan game, and that's vital preparation.
It is. It's important to get games. It's important to get competitive games, particularly since we don't play challenge matches anyway. So 5 games in January is very good, and it's good going into the National League to have that behind us. And as long as we use it well and I suppose take on board not just the things that worked well for us, but take on board the mistakes we made too, because no matter how you do, you make plenty of mistakes, and there's plenty of learning in every game that you play, and I suppose we get the proper learning from it, then we can enjoy tonight's victory.
Turnover time wasn't great, Mickey, or won't be great for Saturday night. You have
no, it's coming quick, but I'd rather have that than be kicking our heels till we play Monaghan. So I'm not complaining about that. I'll take that any day.
And a few wee knocks tonight.
Sorry,
a few wee knocks.
It's a few knocks. Quinn unfortunately done the hamstring in, and
Conor McAlliskey there.
Conor McAlliskey is a bit of a ham. Now his is not gone. He just was feeling it threatening a bit, so that we got him off in time. And even young Cathal McShane, who was going to start at corner forward, went over on his ankle before it all started. So what a pity for him, because he was going to make his first start, I suppose, was it? Or I think it was his first start anyway. And he just went over his ankle in the warm up over in the corner, so that was very unfortunate. And of course he wanted to play, and he thought he could run it off, but it just got worse as time went on rather than better.
Are you happy with a competition, level of competition for places, Mickey? Like, it seems to have stepped up a wee bit.
Well, it's always easy to say that when you win games. I'm always very mindful of the fact that you can say there's great competition when you win some matches, and then you go out and you lose to somebody, and people say, "Oh, maybe there's not much competition." That is still to be tested to the full. It's okay where it's at the moment, but tell me that in about June or July or August. I'll tell you that's a good idea.